All right, DS, we are live on YouTube. Not yet on Instagram because I don't know what the hell's happening, but we're live on YouTube, and that's all that matters, brother.
On Instagram, straight flexing. Woo.
All
Pop
right.
tamale, I'm sweating.
Now we're live on Instagram as well. Let's get it.
Woo!
How you feeling, man?
I feel pretty good. Pretty good. How about you, my friend?
That's good, brother. That's good. I'm happy to hear that, man. I'm excited for you.
Thank you, man. My nipples are wild hard right now for whatever reason.
Why is that? What are you excited about something?
I'm just excited about this card, dude.
There it is. It's not that exciting, DS.
It's not bad, dude. For a fight night card, not too bad.
No, I agree, but nobody's nipples are getting hard about this one, brother.
Damn.
That probably says more about you than it does about this card in general.
I'm not going to argue that. I think you're right. Obviously, we're here to break down the UFC Fight Night event for this Saturday. The main event is, of course, Mario Bautista, Vinicius Oliveira.
Vinicius.
I
like that. It's a good name. Vinny.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I love it, honestly. But should we wait? Hey,
brother, we can do what you want to do, but let's do this. Today, DS, had an interesting day, okay?
Okay.
I happened to go on. I was invited to No Bromo's channel today.
Yes. Okay.
I
forgot to ask you about this.
Yeah, him and his community, or his community and he, I don't know what the fucking proper...
Believe me, we are no grammatical wizards here. So
boom. So I got on there. These guys are talking about, is Alexander Volkanovski overrated? That was the conversation that these guys were having. And as I text you that, I told you, I was like, that's a fucking insane hill to die on, is it not?
Yeah, that's absurd. And what did I tell you? Just, whoever's arguing that they're just willingly outing themselves as somebody who just doesn't know shit.
Right. So that's basically what it was. So I got on there. I had my little talking points. I was excited and shit. And I was like, you know what? Okay. These are the points. On there? A lot, man. There was like maybe 10.
Fuck.
But I was sitting there and I was mentally prepping for it. And I was like, okay, well, what are the arguments these guys are going to use, right? So I was like, all right, well, they're going to say he lost to the best competition he faced, whether that's twice to Makhachev and, once to Ilia Topuria. They're going to maybe try to overrate the max wins, and they're going to be nitpicky about finishes. And then I get in there. I get into this chat, and 80-90% of them are not showing their face. It's just like a little icon.
Oh,
so I'm like,
God.
okay, that's fine. And they're on there, and they all sound like they're fucking 16 to 21 years old. Shout out Teron Brown in the chat. What up,
dude? Teron Brown, man, fucking ride or die right here.
You're the realest one, brother. You are amongst the realest.
Absolutely.
But look, so these guys, DS, they start talking. They're all like 16, 18, 20, 21 years old.
The worst.
The worst of the worst, yeah. Right? And they start fucking trying to tell me that Volkanovski's overrated and this and that, and then they're giving their reasons. And it's like, who are his best wins? Like, yeah, Trilogy versus Holloway, but like 2 of the fights were close. Like, fine, whatever. And then some guy goes, like, what else? What else? Like Chad Mendez? What? Jose Aldo? He's fucking terrible. And I'm like,
okay.
I'm like, brother, like, tell me you're fucking 12 without telling me you're 12. And then a few of them were like, yeah, like Jose Aldo's like not a good win.
Were these guys like, all British, by the way?
No, it was like 90% Americans. But it was wild to me. And I was like, okay, so I'm the unk here. I get it. Like, that's how you guys are positioning me. And that's fine. I'll play that. So I'm sitting there, and then they start getting to, like, John Jones is overrated. And, like,
oh, my God.
GSP doesn't have any good wins. I was like, oh, so that's what you guys are. You guys are just the people now are the best people, and nobody from before can be good.
Mm-hmm.
So the takeaway from all of them was Islam is 1 and Ilya's 2 all time.
All time, yep.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy, dude. And you said the majority of them were arguing that.
Yeah, I mean, there were some of them that were like, yeah, Volk's good, but the drawback against it was that his resume isn't that good.
Yeah. That's fucking crazy, bro. That is just so crazy to me. Again, just willingly outing yourself as somebody who is a complete casual.
And this comment is the truth, bro. Who cares about what young men who just started watching UFC three years ago got to say? It's funny. There was this dude that had to be Italian. Like, by his accent, I could tell he was, like, actually Italian.
Yeah.
And He's like
from Italy.
Yeah, but he was making like the best points of all these guys. He was like, my brother, I start watching UFC 308. I'm like, how are you making the best points? You started watching last month and shit.
Yeah, right.
And like you got it better than the rest of these guys.
Yep.
Like fucking.
The majority of people were arguing that Volk is overrated. Is that correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's fucking crazy.
Volk is overrated. His resume's overrated. The only wins that count towards anything are Max. Oh, Korean Zombie, fucking useless win. Even though it was a useless win at the time, like fine.
No,
but
it wasn't.
They were just dismissing everybody's career, DS.
Yeah,
you should have been there, Teron Brown. Next time I do one of these little debates, and I know you know ball, my boy. I know you know ball. I'm gonna invite your ass on there. I'm gonna invite you on there because it was ridiculous. I was like, you guys need to DS like I know we're getting like away from what we're here to do. We were talking about the Brian Ortega win, and they were like, Brian Ortega is dog shit. And I'm like, okay, it's okay to say that now, but Brian Ortega, there was a time where he was the next prospect. Like, he was the fucking guy.
Well, not just that. He's been top 10 in the rankings for like a few years now.
100%. But you need to take wins for what they are at that moment. It's not about what it becomes later on.
Well, obviously.
Yeah,
obviously.
But they were having such a hard time with that.
I know. I'm just like that. That's like basic logic. Like,
you know, Ron Brown, we need you there next time, brother. And you're welcome on here, by the way. Anytime you want to turn that little camera on and hop on one of these, you let us know.
Hop on, bro. You know,
you let us know. But yeah, DS. So that was my day arguing with fucking Gen Z or fucking Gen Alpha about Alexander Volkanovski's greatness. And again, takeaway from all of this was John Jones beat middleweights his whole career. Okay. So let's forget about the 9 Hall of Famers he's beaten. And then that Jose Aldo is completely overrated.
Yeah, that one is fucking crazy. That one is so crazy. Like, that might be the worst one of the ones that you've mentioned so far today.
Brutal take. Anyways, though.
Teron Brown's not excited for this weekend's card.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, look, we had 2 numbered events back-to-back, first time in history, basically, in modern history for the UFC. You know, you can't fucking have every card be sick, you know?
It's decent, though. It's fine
for I think it's pretty good, yeah, for a fight night card. Like, the main event doesn't interest me a whole lot, to be honest with you. But there's some fun fights on there.
Yeah.
So, it's not necessarily the highest of level fight cards, right? But it's one of those where it could be just sloppy enough where it's perfect, you know?
And quick look in on the Instagram chat. We got Lethal in there saying Ortega closest to finishing Volk, except for Ilya and Islam. Ortega was great once. Exactly. Yeah. Lethal. They don't know that Brian Ortega was the fucking next guy. He was supposed to be the next guy until Max put an ass whooping on him. And then it didn't even change right away. It changed later on. People now think Ortega's bad. Like when Volk was fighting Ortega, when they did the Ultimate Fighter, everyone thought Ortega was going to beat him.
Look, Ortega's still, I think he's still pretty fucking good, man. Like he's also been like pretty fucking hurt recently.
Yeah, so he went up a weight class. He's missing weight, doing all that shit. Not topic related, but did you guys see the Holloway Oliveira fight promo? Hell yeah, I did. Did you see it, Diaz?
No.
It was pretty badass. If it's the one that they were showing last week on the card, Teron Brown, I saw that a couple times. I'm down to see the UFC start promoting these pay-per-views more, Diaz. Like, just give us some badass hype videos, man. We need that, especially for like a BMF fight.
100%. I mean, and that's one that's easy to promote. Even the most casual of casuals, I feel like I've heard of Max Holloway. So,
yeah.
Big and facts. Of course, Charles Oliveira, you know, but
Charles Dubron.
All right, man. Should we fucking get into this card or what? Should we just dick around?
Yeah, let's fucking get into it. The quicker we move, the quicker we can get out of here.
Okay, that's fair. Let's start from the bottom, I guess, right? Nowhere to go but up. So the first fight of the night is going to be Claudia Sigula. She's taking on Priscilla Cachoeira. Dino, how do you see this one going?
Yeah, Diaz, thanks for asking. I'll tell you exactly how I see this going. Look, a couple years ago, I'm taking Priscilla Cachoeira. That's pretty goddamn clear. If anyone's been watching this channel for a while, for some reason, I like Priscilla Cachoeira. I think you guys know that. That's a my girl, Diaz. That's what we call her. You feel me?
So that's an interesting hill to die on, I guess.
I like it. I'm not dying on the hill. She's just like a fine fighter. Pure striker, serious power for the division, very aggressive, throws heat early, tends to fade late, DS. And as we saw last time out, The chin cannot take the damage anymore. If you remember, Valentina Shevchenko beat the dog shit out of her, but she survived that, a warrior's death. But last time out, she wasn't able to handle that. One shot, out cold. It was crazy. She's getting old, man. She's like 37 years old. She's taking on Claudia Sigula, a more technical, measured style of striker, prefers cleaner kickboxing, maintains range well. She's kind of long-bodied for the division. Okay power. I worry about her durability, but in this one, DS, I have to side with her. She's a slight favorite, but she's so much younger, man. She has like these weapons that are going to be able to keep Cachoeira away, and if Cachoeira doesn't catch her early, she's not going to win this fight. So to me, pretty simple, Claudia Sigula decision.
Yeah, I fully agree with you, man. Obviously, Cachoeira she's wild, she's powerful, but she also leaves herself open. She's defensively reckless. Sigula is much more conservative, right? A much more defensive fighter. She's much more upright. She's pretty risk averse overall. She's not exciting by any means, but I think she's just going to be able to jab away at her, use the low kicks, do some damage. You know, I think they're going to clinch. I think she's going to get some damage on the clinch breaks. I think Cachoeira is going to have some moments early, probably in the first round. Obviously, she, for the division, she's got a good amount of power. But yeah, like you said, man, getting older, slowing down. I think it's going to be a very, very boring start to the evening. But I agree with you. I'm going to go Claudia Sigula by decision.
Boom. I like that. Lethal in the Instagram chat saying age needs to be taken into account nowadays. I feel, yeah, more so than ever. I feel like Lethal. By the way, not trying to be this guy Lethal, but if you want, YouTube, it's a lot easier for me to read the comments here, but you stay there. I'm tracking back and forth. It's just easier for me. Jameer Nelson in the chat. Plus, I could do this and bring your shit up here. Jameer Nelson, who would you pick if Gane and Aspinall ran it back? What's up, DS?
Jameer Nelson, like of the Magic?
No, this is the Jameer Nelson from our chat, brother.
I know,
but maybe.
I know.
But maybe.
Damn,
who would you pick if Gane and Aspinall ran it back, DS?
I mean, I'm still going Aspinall. I am. Though I'm not as confident as I was last time we talked about this.
Yeah, same shit. To me, I think it would have to be Tom Aspinall again, just because of the well-roundedness of Tom Aspinall.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. I think we see him shoot a lot earlier this time around. Yeah, I don't think he's going to want to do a lot of standing with Ciryl Gane, honestly.
He's not going to fuck around on the feet anymore, for sure. Ciryl Gane was winning that fight. I don't care what people were saying.
It wasn't for very long, man, but he was definitely winning that fight.
See, no, I feel like that's what people are saying. That's not what I mean. Like, I think, yes, he would have won the round had it ended. It would have been 10-9 Ciryl Gane. I think that's pretty clear. But I just felt like he was winning that one. Like, he was going to win it.
Oh, for sure.
Had that continued, I think Ciryl Gane.
Tom Aspinall could have at some point shot, right? And,
or caught him.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think less likely that he would catch him. I feel like he was surprised. He looked pretty surprised in that first round for as long as it lasted. So
it is what it is, brother. Lethal on Instagram. It's become a very young person sport. Old days, middle-aged men fighting. I'm still Aspinall all day, more BJJ, and Ciryl Gane was winning the fight, so he agrees. Yeah, I'm still picking Tom Aspinall. I wouldn't be as surprised if Ciryl Gane wins this time out. I also just don't know that Tom Aspinall is coming back. I think he's just
going to come back.
Brother, he's milking the fuck out of it.
I think he's kind of like, back training and shit, isn't he?
You think he's sad?
He's probably a little sad.
He's getting eye injections and he's pretending he's having surgery. Meanwhile, Thug Rose is actually having eye surgery, handling it more like a man than Tom Aspinall.
Type shit. All right, let's move on. Next fight on the card is going to be Muin Gafurov. He is taking on Jacob, your boy Wicklax. I don't know that he's your boy, actually. I feel like you're somewhat fond of him.
I mean, I guess, right? He's fine, I guess. Jakob Wicklax, a high-level submission specialist, DS, with excellent control and patience on the ground. Look how good my notes are. But what I do want to say before I actually get into that
GPT shit.
Hey, Jakob Wicklax, DS, and Mario Bautista, the two guys that have defeated Patchy Mix, both on this card. Okay. And really, how much do we know about them? Like, not too much, right? Especially with Jakob Wicklax. His only high-level fight was Patchy Mix, but Patchy didn't look fucking great in that fight. Neither did Wicklax. That decision could have went to Patchy Mix and probably should have. So, yeah, it's a very, very close fight, man. Look, he's really nasty on the ground. Great submission skills, great control. Nothing really on the feet. He is constantly going to look to get this fight down. Taking on Muin Gafurov, a very scrappy style wrestler. Of course, he's going to have good grappling coming from that region of the world. He's going to push the pace. He's going to throw big-ass overhands, Diaz. He's going to throw power shots. He's willing to brawl. We've seen him kind of put himself in bad situations before, and that's when he tends to lose. This fight was crazy because I've seen the odds flipping on this one. Then I think on Tapology, Jakub Wiklax has like 80% of people picking him, which is fucking bananas. It's a close fight. I'm siding. Crazy. I'm siding with Muin Gafarov, man. To me, he's a little more proven. I do think if this fight hits the ground, Jakub Wiklax can easily find himself a submission, get a finish quickly. But again, we just don't know what caliber was Patchy Mix actually. And as far as Muin Gafarov, he's okay on the ground. Like, he may be able to survive some stinky situations. Diaz, give me Gafarov by decision.
So, I mean, I think so. For me, this is like basically like a physical grappler versus a much more technical grappler, right? The physical grappler being Muin Gafarov. So, I don't know, man. I don't think that Wiklax is gonna like have a big advantage on the ground. I really don't. I don't think he's strong enough, right? I think Gafarov is much more physically imposing. I think he's going to be able to get the takedown. Even if he doesn't, I think he's going to end up on top, put heavy pressure. He's very physically strong. He has a tendency to be able to flatten his opponents out, right? I'm going to go with like a second round submission for Muin Gafarov, actually. I think
submission?
Yeah. I'm going to go Gafarov by a second round, like a late second round submission. I just think he's physically stronger. I don't think that when it gets to the ground and whoever gets it to the ground, I don't think that Wiklax has like a big advantage there.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. The jury's still out on Jakub Wiklax. We just don't know. Jameer Nelson in the chat says, if you had to create 3 dream fights right now, each, what are you both creating?
Are we talking about, like right now?
Right now.
Like not anybody, not like, Connor when he was in his prime versus
current day.
I don't know. Do you have anybody that comes to mind?
I mean, Islam Ilya is the big one. And ideally we would see that at 155. I think it's a much more interesting fight at 155 than it is at 170. I think at 170, Ilya Topuria is giving up like a ridiculous amount of size, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Whereas at 155, the fight becomes a lot closer. Ilya's still going to be smaller, but Islam would be more depleted, making 155. So the fight is a lot more interesting there. I like that one a lot. I like the idea.
I'm not interested in John Jones versus Tom Aspinall. I'm not gonna lie, even just from that one round with Gane. I'm automatically not as interested. Like, that would have been on there, obviously, for me, but it's not now. I feel like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think John Jones is breaking down like he has arthritis, his hip is fucked, he needs like surgery. So I think John Jones is done. I think it's over. I think it's finally over. Another one I really am interested in, DS, if Tom Aspinall is going to take his time, I like Poatan versus Cyril Gane. I think that's a banger of a fight at heavyweight. It's really interesting to see Alex Pereira going in there again with a guy that will not grapple with him, but is going to be so much bigger.
Yeah, that is a more interesting fight than him versus Aspinall.
Yeah, so I like those two. A third, I don't know. I got to figure something out. But, man, last year I was loving the idea of Pantoja.
I'll give you one. Dude, that's exactly what I was going to say right now. That's exactly what I was going to say right now.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
But now obviously that he lost, it's a little different, yeah.
They both lost.
Yeah, that's true. Well, that's such bullshit. Did Pantoja lose? You know what I mean?
Pantoja's still the champion, right? Like, in your eyes.
In my eyes, yeah.
Me too. I
don't. And again, I love Josh Van. You know, I'm not a Josh Van hater by any means. Like, I was in on the Josh Van train way early. So
shout out. Lethal in the Instagram chat says Alex and Hamzat, and then Alex in the Instagram chat says Topuria smash. I feel that. So look,
Alex versus Hamzat is wild. Like, I would not. I don't think I want to see that. I think Hamzat just fucking holds him down out of pure fear. Like,
they're talking about Hamzat versus Yuri at 205, which is crazy. That's fucking insanity.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Well, Yuri's gonna get fucked. Well,
you know,
I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's one of those. Like,
that's a wild one. That's a holy shit. That's one I don't think I thought of that once in my life until now.
That's pretty wild, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for DDP to come back, to be honest with you.
Dude, me too. I saw like a video that he posted yesterday or this morning, and I was like, where the fuck has this guy been, bro? Damn.
We need some DDP. I think he's fighting Brendan Allen soon, I think. So we'll see.
Oh.
Anywho, moving Gafarov, both of us. Yeah, DS, I'm going decision. You're going submission.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
All right, moving on. We got Kong Wang. She was pretty fucking hyped for a little bit there, huh? People were like, she's a knockout machine, this lady, right? Machine. She's taking on Eduarda Mora. How do you see this one going?
I don't like Kong Wang, Wang Kong, Wong Ton, whatever the fuck they're calling her nowadays.
That's got to be racist.
It's not. I've heard it that way, so I'm just repeating. Look,
you didn't have to say wonton.
Look, yes, Wang. She's a very athletic striker. Speed. She's a lot of speed, a lot of volume, good fucking power, as you mentioned. What was the term you used? A knockout machine.
Machine.
There it is. I like that a lot. She's really goddamn dangerous. Yes, she is one of the better strikers in women's MMA. I think that is just like just justifiably true. I don't think there's many women that can strike with this lady in all of women's MMA, except for Dakota Ditcheva, who is a fucking monster. And what a shame she's not in the UFC,
man.
But yeah, we just don't know about her takedown defense.
She obviously will be
eventually.
Oh,
right?
Kong Wang, yeah, for sure. That's true.
We just don't know about her takedown defense. She's taking on Eduarda Mora, a very well-rounded fighter, but clearly a grappler. She's going to be the grappler in this quintessential striker versus grappler matchup. She slows fights down. She does well in the clinch. She slowly drags them down to the ground. She does her work there. Again, very obviously not a striker. So striker versus grappler here. Most of the time, I would go with the person with the grappling edge. And I do think Eduarda Mora, again, if she doesn't get clipped early, will be able to land takedowns. DS will be able to get some control time. But I don't know that the judges are going to see it for her, man, because we know that Wang Kong is going to have the bigger moments while they are on the feet. And I feel like even if she actually loses the fight in your eyes and in my eyes, maybe not in the judges' eyes, right? Because the bigger moments on the feet are going to outweigh the boring grappling.
Especially in the new Paramount era, right?
Right, with the Apex with 1,000 people in it now. Have you seen the new Apex?
Yeah.
Fucking crazy, dude. So I just think Wang Kong's going to win this fight, probably by decision. I don't see her knocking out Eduarda Mora. She is really goddamn good. Minus 380 is crazy.
I hate the odds. I genuinely think this could be like, if I was making the odds, I would make Kong Wang like a minus 150. What the fuck are you smiling at?
Just a Lethal's comment. He goes, "That's not racist down under."
Yeah, man. Look, I pretty much agree with you. For me, it's a very low confidence pick. Could I see Eduarda Mora just taking Kong Wang down at will and just keeping her there and threatening a couple subs? Absolutely. But like
how would you feel, DS, if she took your Wang down and just held it there?
I'd be like, "Whoa, don't do that to me." Yeah, anyway, Kong Wang. Yeah, I'm going to go Kong Wang. I think it's going to be a decision. I think it's going to be a pretty close fight. I think Eduarda Mora is going to have her moments, but yeah, I just think the better shots, a much faster striker, just overall striking acumen, much better. Yeah, I'm going to go with Kong Wang.
She's just such a fucking goofy ass lady. She comes out with the Joker paint and she's doing all this. Like,
she's doing too much.
Like, you're a fucking loser, dude. Don't do
She's
that.
DTM.
Too much.
All right, let's move on. Next fight. Hold on, we got a question from Jameer Nelson before we dive into this one.
Do you ever think, DS, that Francis Ngannou will be back in the Ultimate Fighting Championships?
Look, I will say personally, no, I don't think so, right? Because time's passing. We don't have a big window for that to happen, right? He's not going to come back when he's 45, right? So Dana he is a guy, he's a man of his word, right? But at the end of the day, what does he love more than anything? It's money. So I think if we get to a point where, and I wouldn't be surprised with the state of the heavyweight division, right? If we get to a point where it's like, fuck, we need to make like something big happen at heavyweight, if there's like another big injury or something, I don't think right now, but I think in like a year or something like that, I could see it, but I'm going to say no.
Yeah, for me, it's no for sure. Dana White does not like. It was clear he didn't like Francis when he was in the UFC, man, at the end, because he wasn't playing ball. So especially after he left and proved Dana wrong and made all those millions boxing and then went to the PFL and did his thing, I feel like at this point Francis is just untouchable. For the UFC, they don't even show him in like the packages. unless it's Stipe beating him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like hitting him, not beating him, or he did beat him. But you know what I mean? They're showing like Stipe, like little snippets of highlights of Stipe hitting him and shit like that. So like they don't mention Francis Ngannou. They don't talk about the reign. When Cyril Gane was fighting Tom Aspinall last time out, they barely even touched on Francis in any highlights, any questions. Like,
no, they've made a concerted effort not to mention him.
Yeah, so
I
think
don't want
that's
him to
with.
benefit off, their promos in any way. It's all petty, but he should be in the UFC. Let's be honest. Like, he should be in the UFC, talent-wise, and as far as the best heavyweights in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the state of the fucking division. Francis should be there.
Yeah, I fully agree with you. He's one of the top 3 or 4 heavyweights on the planet, and it's unfortunate because there's like 7 good ones.
Yep. All right, let's move on. Next fight, we've got Said Nurmagomedov. He is taking on Javid Basharat. This is the Nepo Baby Bowl, basically.
Yeah, essentially, right? We got a Nurmagomedov versus a Basharat Diaz. In the Instagram chat, Lethal says he's going with Basharat, brother. And then he also threw in Francis made money, but Dana made sure he's forgotten. Look, in this fight, Diaz, this one's really interesting to me, right? We have Said Nurmagomedov, who I think, you're talking about Nepo Baby. This is kind of like the forgotten Nurmagomedov.
Yeah.
Right.
But he's like the ugly duckling kind of thing.
Right. But he is still a really goddamn good fighter, man. He's explosive. He's a very like crafty style striker. He's more of an Umar than he is an Islam, right? He's more of a Usman Nurmagomedov than he is like a Habib. So he's more kind of in that striking realm, but just nasty guillotine game, man. Like one of the best guillotines you'll ever see in the history of MMA. Like this guy snatches them up quickly. He's really goddamn good with them, has a ton of finishes by that. He is really, really dangerous, Diaz. He's taken on Javid Basharat. This is the Basharat brother that was knocked out cold last time. So not the undefeated one.
He's lost 2 in a row, yeah.
Yeah, the one that was knocked out by Ricky Simone. Very technical, very composed fighter. And anytime you talk about the Basharats, I feel like this breakdown would work for his brother without saying he got knocked out. But very technical, composed, strong fundamentals, a great fight IQ, Diaz. He likes to control the pace. He's very clean. He's very well-rounded. He's a really good fighter everywhere. There's just not too much of a danger threat from Javid Basharat.
Absolutely.
So I'm seeing plus money. Anytime you see plus money with the name Nurmagomedov tied to it, it's interesting. And I just think Said Nurmagomedov is just way more dangerous, Diaz. So in this fight, I'm going to go with the more dangerous fighter. I'm going with Said Nurmagomedov. I think Basharat will be clean early. He'll be a little tentative. Some of those whippy kicks will kind of tweak him out, and he'll slow down a little bit. I think he's going to resort to the wrestling. That's not going to work very, very well for him with a Nurmagomedov over there. And I think eventually he will get that guillotine finish. So give me Said Nurmagomedov, Gilly, round 3.
Yep. I like it, man. I like it. I think this is one of the more nuanced fights on the card. Basharat, very pressure heavy. He's obviously in great shape. He occupies a good amount of space. Their style of fighting, right? If you've seen either one of their fights, you know the style. So I just think from a danger perspective, Said Nurmagomedov is just going to be the more dangerous fighter. I pretty much completely agree with you. I think we're going to see Basharat press early in the first round. I think he probably wins the first round on volume, honestly. I think Said takes a moment to kind of download a little bit. And then rounds 2 and 3, I think Said just wins them, right? I think he's going to start intercepting some entries. He's going to threaten a couple submissions. I actually don't see a submission one. I think it's going to be a decision, but I think it'll be unanimous 29-28.
I like it, man. Yeah, I think he does win this fight. I'm very confident in him winning this fight, actually. So
I'm pretty confident too. Not like you sound more confident than I am, but yeah.
Yep. Let's get it. Anything
all right? No, this next one is like fucking what I've been waiting for, And of course, I'm talking about Bruna Brazil. She's taking on Ketlin Souza. How do you see this one going?
Yeah, DS, I got to scroll up for my notes. They're all out of whack here, so just give me 1 second, brother. Here it is.
I can go first if you'd like.
Oh, it's up to you. I got it.
Go for it.
All right, look. Bruna Brazil, a very technical striker, good size for the division, DS. She likes to stay long, stay very patient, composed, which is weird because we used to see Bruna Brazil as more of like a finishing threat. She was a more powerful style striker. But since she went to the Fighting Nerds, she's fighting a little bit differently. Maybe she's fighting smarter, right? So the finishing ability's gone. I don't love that for her. She's taking on Ketlin Souza, a very aggressive and physical style of fighter, likes to crash the distance. She does not want to stay on the outside. She wants to exchange. And she wants to exchange big as hell, man. She likes to overwhelm her opponents, good pressure, good clinch game. With her, it's really a question of her gas tank and her defense, right? Her gas tank, very sus. She tends to fade pretty quickly, and she's very goddamn hittable, man. If she doesn't get it going early, DS, she does not look good late in fights. I'm going to trust Bruna Brazil, man. I just think she's cleaner with the striking. Her range management is really goddamn good. She should be able to neutralize a very aggressive opponent, especially because she herself used to be a very aggressive opponent. So give me Bruna Brazil by decision.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, again, not a very high confidence pick here, but I'm going to go with Ketlin Souza. I'm going to disagree with you for the first time tonight. To me, this is aggression versus efficiency, right? I think Brazil, her bread and butter is still going to be more the wider looping punches. She has been more conservative lately. So, maybe there's more to that than I'm giving credit for. But for me, I think Souza's going to throw more straight shots. She's going to do a better job of keeping her chin tucked. I actually think that she manages distance better, to be honest with you. I also really like her guard discipline. She doesn't really ever overextend. I feel like Bruna Brazil sometimes stays a little too squared up, which I don't love seeing, to be honest with you. I think Souza's going to be able to land and kind of exit and then avoid some of the bigger shots. I think we see Brazil come forward early, land more volume early on, but I think a lot of it hits arms and shoulders, right? And I think Souza starts timing more counter shots in the second and third round. I think it's going to be fairly close. I think it takes place mostly on the feet here, but I'm going to go Souza by decision.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind it. She's obviously the favorite in this one for a reason. Just a shitty women's fight that I'm not very interested in.
No, I hate it. Which is crazy because I was pretty high on Bruna Brazil after Dancing with the Stars debut, right? She fucking had a head kick knockout, didn't she? Against the worst fucking lady that I've ever seen, maybe between the UFC and Dana White's Contender Series, which
fucked up.
Unfortunate for her, but anyway. All right. Let's move on. Next fight, we've got Alex Morono. He is a fucking massive underdog to Danil Donchenko. How do you see this one going?
Yeah, DS. Look, man, I love Danil Donchenko, man. Loved him ever since The Ultimate Fighter. I thought he was going to win the show. Ended up winning the show, so I like that a lot. He's a very, very aggressive fighter, DS. We were supposed to see him in Chicago. Unfortunate that we didn't actually get to see him at 319. Just a physical powerhouse of a guy, man. Wild striking, super goddamn powerful, super goddamn dangerous, a little bit lacking in the grappling. But the biggest flaw in Danil Donchenko's game is that gas tank. It is because he's so jacked and so big and throws so goddamn wild that he gasses himself out. But there is a clear divide between what Danil Donchenko looks like in those first few minutes versus what he looks like, in that third round. It's wild, man. So he's taking on Alex Morono, a veteran of many UFC fights, many, many years in the promotion. Prime for prime, even though we haven't seen Danil Donchenko's prime yet. Prime for prime, Alex Morono wins this fight. I'd be very comfortable picking the best version of Alex Morono to beat this version of Danil Donchenko, but we are no longer in that era for Alex Morono, man. This is not the best Alex Morono. He is looking a little sloppier than he used to, which isn't saying much. He's always been kind of like a sloppy-looking dude. The footwork's always been awkward. Everything's been awkward with him. Just a gritty style fighter. But he's old, man. He's getting old, DS. That chin is starting to crack. Danil Donchenko is absolutely nasty. I can see a finish in this one. Or I could see Morono kind of surviving and making it tough for him. But I will go Danil Donchenko round 2 TKO. I think eventually he's just going to wear Morono down, man.
Yeah. Man, the odds are fucking crazy, though.
The odds are terrible. The odds are terrible.
I don't know, man. I think I'm going to pick Alex Morono. I really do. Look, if you're asking what's the most likely outcome for me, I feel like late first round, early second round knockout for Donchenko, probably the most likely outcome. But I don't know, man. I just feel like Morono, he's a southpaw, right? And he's very adaptive. He's super fucking awkward, switching targets, switching tempos. It doesn't look pretty, but I feel like it's very annoying to fight against a guy like that, especially a wily veteran like Morono. This is very much a live, I think it's a decent sprinkle regardless, but if Donchenko drops Morono in the first round or is just landing some big ass shots, which he very likely will, and I'm not feeling super good about the chin of Alex Morono. I just think, like you said, I just think he's going to gas out eventually. I think Morono is going to be able to stay out of the way of the biggest shots and eventually get a decision win 29-28. But, again, that's a risky proposition.
Look, and if you watch the quick picks that I broke down, little shameless plug here, like and subscribe to watch the quick picks if you want like a more concise, condensed, quick version of this. If you watch that, DS, I broke down that I do think Daniil Donchenko wins this fight, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if Alex Morono wins this. So this is definitely, from a betting perspective, this is definitely a sprinkle. If you're heavy on
there's value here, man. There's absolutely value here. Yeah.
Right. So I don't mind the Alex Morono pick. We'll have to talk about what we do officially. In the Instagram chat, Lethal says he has to take Moron, but then he corrects it to Morono. By sub, if he's picking a big underdog, he is taking Alex Morono.
Type shit.
Anything else? No. Let's move on.
All right, let's move on. Guys, you got anything to say? Any input on any of these? I mean, I know it's not the highest level fights. So, all right. But anyway, if you have anything, even if it's not related, feel free to drop it in the comments there. But all right, next fight is Dustin Jacoby. He is taking on Julius Walker. How do you see this one going? Dustin Jacoby's so frustrating.
You know what, Diaz? I kind of like Dustin Jacoby, but
yes, I do too. But like, come on, man. Like, I don't know. I thought like you just want him to be better, basically.
Yeah. So Dustin the Hanyak Jacoby making a quick trip back, DS, from Australia, where he was supposed to fight last week against Jimmy Crute, your boy. Shout out Jimmy Crute. He was supposed to fight Jimmy Crute, ended up going, even though Jimmy Crute had pulled out, to corner friend of the channel, Cody Brundage. Now he's back, man. He's back in Vegas already. Quick turnaround. Just a weird situation to be in, but he's here. A high-level kickboxer, great leg kicks, as we know, DS. The range control is awesome. The pacing is awesome. The striking is beautiful to look at. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I think from a skill perspective, a technique to technique perspective, he's amongst the best in the UFC as a pure striker. The problem with Dustin Jacoby is, he is dangerous on the feet, but he sometimes gets a little too reckless. The grappling isn't all that. And then we've seen him drawn into some dogfights, and that usually doesn't work out for him. But when he can dictate pace, when he can keep the distance, he looks really goddamn good. He looks like a world beater. And I think that's why you were saying he's frustrating, right?
Yep. Yeah. If you get him off his game, he's a very different fighter. And then he just kind of crumbles, right? But go ahead. Sorry.
You're good. So he's taking on Julius Walker. He's going to be the way more athletic, powerful fighter in this one, but clearly less polished on the feet. He's going to rely on like big explosive movements, man. He's going to look for a massive knockout. Julius does have really good jiu-jitsu, DS. So when I kind of break this fight down, I look at a couple of things. And in every aspect of this fight, Dustin Jacoby is the better fighter. He's the more technical fighter. He's the more skilled fighter. He's the more experienced fighter. There are two things that Julius Walker has over Dustin Jacoby, and that is going to be pure power, like one-shot knockout power, and the submission skills. But he's not a very good wrestler, so it's not like he's going to be able to take this fight down, at will. To me, this is crazy because I don't love trusting Dustin Jacoby like this. I'm really goddamn confident this week in Dustin Jacoby getting himself a win. I'm going the Hanyak, round 2 KO, DS. I think he's just too technical. He's going to throw a lot of volume, man. He's just going to pick this kid apart. So Dustin Jacoby, round 2.
Damn. I mean, I would like to see it. He's got 2 straight knockout wins, by the way. Yeah. So, Dustin Jacoby's back potentially, you pretty much said it all, man. You got a seasoned kickboxer in Dustin Jacoby, and it's basically experience versus athleticism and power, right? Like exactly like you said. So for me, there is going to be a cerebral aspect to this fight, right? You got to understand range, tempo, attrition. Walker is very athletic, but he's very raw, and I think when you make him think a little bit in the cage, think on a whim, right? I feel like he tends to fade. So I think obviously he's going to be most dangerous early. I think Dustin Jacoby is going to be smart enough to stay out of the way. I think late in the middle to late of the first round, after he kind of stays out of the way of a few big shots, he's going to start chopping the leg, start touching up Walker at range, and just pull away. So I see not like a super light, but like fairly easy decision for Dustin Jacoby here.
I like it, man. I thought you were going to go Walker on this one, so I'm glad we agree on this one. Again, confidence levels are different. I'm very confident.
No, I'm pretty I wouldn't like, again, you seem more confident, but I'm pretty confident.
Let's get it.
It's just that, like, you, again, like if you get Dustin Jacoby out, you know, like out of sorts, like he's just a different fighter.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Real quick, Instagram chat. Lethal also saying Jacoby, absolutely love that guy. So,
yep, respect. All right, let's move on. Next fight is Jean Matsumoto. He's taking on the other Basharat brother, Farid Basharat. How do you see this one going?
Yeah, let's talk about Jean Matsumoto, DS. You know, man, like, I love this kid. I think this is such a good prospect. There's just like a couple of issues with him that are stopping me personally from having him as like my favorite prospect or my favorite, you know, top 3 prospects or whatever. Jean Matsumoto, very high level everywhere, DS. He's a good grappler, excellent ground control. He's really goddamn patient on the ground. He shows this level of maturity in his fights that is like well beyond his years, man. Yep. He doesn't look like he's as young and inexperienced as he is. Very comfortable dictating the fight, especially when he's leading the dance. What we saw in his loss, and I'm glad he rebounded since, was he loves being the hammer, doesn't love being the nail. Not that he was getting his ass beat, but it was clearly the first time we had ever seen him look completely different, man. It was like a kid that didn't know how to fight from being behind. And, you know, it was weird, right? So I don't like seeing that gap, but maybe it wasn't as wide as I thought it was at that time. Regardless, from his skill set, this is a kid that is going to be ranked at some point. He is going to be in the top 15, top 10 upside. I think he's really legitimate, man. He's taking on Farid Basharat, very technical. Again, just a great grappler like his brother, right? A very disciplined striker, more disciplined than his brother in the stand-up. Great takedown defense, really good movement. He fights very goddamn smart. It's hard to get this kid out of his own game plan. He really does well for himself. Yes, this kid he's the better of the 2 Basharat brothers, right? I think we both agree on that by a good amount.
Yeah.
And they're really living that lifestyle, man. We'll see what happens in this fight. I think the path to victory for Jean Matsumoto, surprisingly enough, would be in the grappling to take Basharat down and see if he can impose his will. I've been flip-flopping on this one the entire week, man, because, again, I love Matsumoto. I think I just have to side with Farid Basharat, though, right? I think Matsumoto has, again, the ability to control this fight. I just think the IQ of Farid Basharat is going to win the moments necessary to win this fight. There is another thing that needs to be talked about here. If his brother gets knocked the fuck out cold earlier in the card, being serious, you don't know what that could do to a fight.
Be serious.
You know what I'm saying? That could completely fuck you up, man. We've seen it where, you know, we have people that are friends of the channel and they fight and we're upset when they lose. And, you know, we've been backstage and in the hotel rooms after losses. Like it's tough. These guys, they fucking take these losses like very tough. So imagine seeing your brother get his ass kicked and now you're asked to go out there and perform. Give me Farid Basharat for now by decision. Saturday, the official pick will be up. Where, DS? Where can they find that?
On Instagram
at the107MMA on Instagram.
I mean, great breakdown. You know, you pretty much said it all, man. Again, we've seen how the Basharats fight. This guy just does it better, right? I like Matsumoto a lot too, man. Right? He carries a lot of weight. He's heavy on his lead leg, right? So he loads up a lot more on the entries. Throws harder hooks and kicks than Basharat does. For me, I don't love the footwork. Like when he starts to plant and throw, he just kind of keeps his feet, you know, planted, which I don't love, right? I think Basharat is a very cerebral, smart fighter. He's very defensively sound. It's never like exciting, right? But I just think he's going to get the best of Matsumoto in the exchanges. I think Matsumoto has more power. I think he's going to have some moments, but yeah, you know, like, okay, do you see Matsumoto shooting on Basharat?
Yeah, I think that's his best path of victory, to be honest with you. I would, but I could totally see him just trying to stand there and win this fight on the feet and it not being the best idea for him.
Yeah, I think we'll see him try to shoot some takedowns. I feel like, man, Basharat has pretty good takedown defense.
They both do.
Yeah, they really do. So I don't know, man. Like both these guys have pretty good cardio. I just think Basharat's going to have better cardio. And if Matsumoto fails on 3, 4, 5 takedowns, right, I think it's going to start to gas him. I feel like it's gonna be a somewhat boring fight, honestly, and I think Basharat's gonna win by decision.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I'm with you. I'm glad we're in agreement there. Makes our Saturday mornings a lot easier, DS, or our Friday nights when we have to submit the picks. So I'm super fucking down. By the way, if you guys are watching, thumbs up, like, and subscribe. That'd be awesome. Join the chat. It's free to do that. Just type some shit. Instagram DS, we got Lethal still in there saying the Bash Brothers again, double bashing this week. Loves the money. So he's betting the Bash Parleezy. All right.
I respect it.
Yep.
Let's move on. We've got, dude, I feel like these guys fight like 6 times a year. I don't know what do you feel that way too?
100%. 100%.
Bro, have these guys never fought before?
No.
I know they haven't, but like it just feels like they fight every week. Like this matchup, I feel like we've seen it 14 times. Anyway, it's Mikhail Oleksiejczuk. He's taking on Marc-Andre Barriault. You got Poland versus France.
French Canada,
yeah.
Right.
Quebecois type shit.
Quebecois.
How do you see this one going?
Yeah, man. Mikhail Oleksiejczuk, you know I'm a big fan, DS. Southpaw striker, man. Real pop in his shots. He's super goddamn dangerous early in fights. And similar to a couple people that we were talking about on this card, another guy where like he's clearly a different fighter as the fight progresses. Like the cardio issues are real on this card, right? This is a guy that looks so goddamn good in round 1 and so bad, like not bad, but like significantly worse in rounds 2 and 3. But just great combinations, man. Surprising power from a guy that isn't jacked for the division, right? He's kind of like flabby and like whatever. I just love me some Mikhail Oleksiejczuk. He's down to brawl. This dude is a fucking man.
He's got absolutely nothing on the ground, but yeah.
Yeah. He's taking on
this guy's not going to the ground.
But. Yeah, exactly. Because he's taking on the power bar, Marc-Andre Barriault. High volume, high power, just a brawler with like a lot of grit, a lot of heart. He loves ugly fights. He's down to scrap. And yeah, he's just going to continuously come forward until he either knocks you out or you knock his ass out. And to me, I just have to believe that Marc-Andre Barriault's chin is cracked. It's time to go. It's time to let go, brother. Mikhail Oleksiejczuk is the better fighter between these two, DS. I think he's the cleaner striker. He's the more powerful striker at this point. He is the more durable fighter at this point. I'm going Mikhail Oleksiejczuk round 1 KO, and I think he cracks Marc-Andre Barriault's chin.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with you. I'm going to say it's going to be in the second round. I'm going to say second round TKO for Oleksiejczuk. Yeah, Barriault's tough, man, but his defense is quite porous, right? I think he's pretty easy to hit at this stage. Don't love the chin. I think especially with the straight shots, Oleksiejczuk's going to have a lot of success there. He throws pretty sharp, compact combinations for what it's worth. Again, I don't see this fight going to the ground. I don't think that's going to be a factor here at all. I think we see Barriault maybe pressure a little bit more early, eat some shots, starts to slow down, and Oleksiejczuk just kind of takes over from there. I think he wins the first round and gets a TKO in the second.
Boom. Love it. Lethal agrees with us. He goes, Mikhail Oleksiejczuk. He says he's easy money, but he changed camps. So I'm down. I love me some Mikhail Oleksiejczuk. Met him in Chicago, DS, like right before we left for the fights. Remember, we were with him and his brother.
Yeah.
We were sitting down on the couch. They just came and like sat there.
That's right. Yeah.
Shit. That was hilarious.
Yep. Hilarious. Yeah, they were just chilling like a table away and shit. Yeah.
Davey's like, we're sitting on the couch with him. Davey's like, are you Polish? And they're like, yeah.
Fucking Davey,
yeah.
man.
And he's like, I was raised by a Polish lady. And they're like, okay, dog.
Okay,
like,
what the fuck? Man. What do I give a fuck? Yeah.
Right, there's like 20 million of us. Like, good job. I was like, I know one Polish
in Chicago,
word.
Which is like the joke is like, well, I don't think it's a joke. I think it's actually like legit. There's more Polish people than in Warsaw.
Right. Hey, and I was like, I know one Polish word. Mikhail Oleksiejczuk's like, let me guess, kurwa. I'm like, yeah. That's all I got.
Yeah. Coincidentally, also a word in Bosnia.
So there it is.
All right, let's move on. Next fight is Jailton Almeida. He is taking on Rizvan Kuniev. I'm actually pretty curious who you got here and how you think it's going to happen.
Yeah. Let's start with Jailton Almeida, DS, a person that is known for being the most fucking boring fighter in the UFC, which is wild because there are some boring motherfuckers in the UFC, right?
And which is wild because like he wasn't that.
He wasn't at all. But he found out that these big guys cannot fucking grapple, man. No, your camera completely cut out. I don't know what's going on.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna figure it out.
You're good, but I'll keep talking. So, just honestly found out that these big guys cannot grapple, man. Nobody at heavyweight can wrestle besides for Curtis Blades. They had that fight, and even Curtis Blades got taken down by Almeida. Jailton Almeida is a nasty wrestler, nasty double leg takedowns, man, suffocating top control. His ground and pound is damn near non-existent. He throws fucking pillow fists when he is on top, but he does have some submission threat, right? This guy is not concerned about anything as long as the fight's on the ground. On the feet, there is, it's a liability, man. His striking is a liability, but the wrestling is significantly better than everyone else in this goddamn division. He is taking on Rizvan Kuniev, who, surprisingly enough, last time out, his debut fight in the UFC, fought an opponent that they share in Curtis Blades, and actually did pretty damn well for himself. Rizvan Kuniev is a big physical heavyweight. Of course, he has a solid wrestling base coming from that region of the world that he's from. He's strong, he's powerful, he's big as shit, and he was really putting it on Curtis Blades, so that was really good to see from him. But to me, DS, I just don't think that Rizvan Kuniev is going to see a similar opponent, right? Because Curtis Blades, for whatever reason, was willing to stand and bang in that fight. Jailton Almeida is not standing or banging with anybody. He is taking you down, and these big guys cannot fucking do anything about it. Rizvan Kuniev's cardio will not hold up. Jailton Almeida wins this fight. I'm going submission round 2. I think it's going to be like a flattened RNC. Like, he's just going to get the back, flatten him out. Those pillow fist ground and pound shots will land for a little bit, and then eventually he's locking up the RNC. Yeah,
pretty much exactly that. And by the way, my camera just died on me, so I'm just using my laptop camera, but whatever, I'm here. Yeah, you pretty much said it all. I think Jailton, after the hiccup, I just think he continues to win in the way that he intended to win in the heavyweight division, because nobody at heavyweight can fucking wrestle, and they're all just mostly fat fucking slobs, which is wild, in the, best company in the world for this sport. But that's just what it is. So, yeah, I think Jailton Almeida, gets back in the win column in a very boring fucking way.
It is what it is, man. He's just a nasty wrestler, man. Different level. On Instagram, Lethal says, Eastern Europe culture intense. Then he goes, Almeida will finish this time by sub. I'm getting a beer during this fight playing with my dog, Halton by sub. And then he also says Jailton wins by boredom. Dana will, he goes, if he wins boring this time, Dana needs to cut him or else I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it, man. Jailton Almeida, again, super boring. Like, DS, I get it, man. There's this narrative out there, especially towards the end of last year, with wrestlers being boring, right? And I'm a Marab fan, so people are just going to be like, the fuck are you talking about? There's a difference, though, between what Marab does and what some of these guys do. Jailton Almeida, very boring. Like, again, Hamzat and Islam, not boring fighters at all. Very exciting. Yeah. But their last performances were boring, just like Valentina Shevchenko. That shit is objectively boring, and Jailton Almeida may be the most consistently boring guy in the UFC.
Yeah.
That is how he's going to fucking fight.
Yeah, and again, because like this is not how he was when he was at middleweight and shit. So
right, crazy. Yep. And then Lethal says, "Don't MMA if you want to wrestle."
Type shit.
Yep.
Let's move on to the co-main event, which is Amir Albazi. He is taking on Kyoji Horiguchi. I did not realize that the odds swelled to Horiguchi's side this hard, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
How do you see this one going?
Yeah, let's touch on that real quick. DS, the odds are fucking bananas.
Yeah,
and I mentioned that
aggressive, especially because nobody was on Kyoji Horiguchi last time out.
Except for
you.
Except for me. And that's right. And we picked Horiguchi, DS.
We did. It didn't take me a lot of convincing, but yeah, I mean, still, you were the one that was pushing for that.
That's what I'm saying. That's why you guys follow here at the 107 MMA. That's why you like and subscribe, because what percent do we hit, DS, on the year?
70% historically, but just don't look at our record so far this year.
We actually had a really good card last week.
Okay. Did we? I don't think we're at 70%, brother. I'm gonna just say it right now. I don't think
that's okay, but it's a small sample size. But over the course of year one, over the course of year two,
goddamn right, we're gonna be over 70%. So don't get it twisted. I'm just keeping it real with you guys right now because I just,
I'm telling you though, last week was actually a good week. But anyways, over 70% last year, over 70% the year before, 70% lifetime. We're picking Kyoji Horiguchi as a 3-1 dog because that's the kind of shit we do here. That's the kind of picks we give out. That's the kind of game we give away. We know ball over here. But anyways, Kyoji Horiguchi, DS. I'm a big fan of this man. I have always been. I was super excited to see him come back to the UFC, get himself a win. He is an extremely fast fighter, very goddamn technical, super duper experienced in MMA in general. People forget, man, one of those, Kyoji Horiguchi, 10 years ago, fought for a title in the UFC, DS, against Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson. He lost that, okay? He lost the Mighty Mouse. That sucks.
There's no shame in that.
There's no shame in that. But DS, that is his only loss in his career at flyweight.
Yeah.
Okay. The other losses on his career, the other 4 losses to massive names at 135. Okay. If you go through Kyoji Horiguchi's tapology and you haven't done that before, you'll be like, what the fuck?
Yeah. If you don't know, you're gonna be shook.
He fought this guy, he beat him. He fought this guy, he beat him. Manel Kopp?
Yep.
Like, oh, Kaya Sakura? Like those kind of people, it's fucking crazy. Look, he's nasty. He's well-rounded. He's been a training partner of Alexandre Pantoja, the main training partner of Pantoja for years now. So this entire Pantoja run, one man has been by his side, and it's Horiguchi-san, okay? All right, DS? So shout out Kyoji Horiguchi. He has taken on Amir Albazi. Amir Albazi, a very, very well-rounded, really goddamn good fighter, man. He's gritty. He's strong in scrambles like nobody's business at flyweight. Really good wrestler. The striking isn't bad either. It's actually pretty damn good. And
it's underrated.
He's very underrated. Very underrated. The problem with Amir Albazi, there's a couple of problems. Number one, it's his health. The guy is never healthy. He cannot stay in the goddamn cage. Yep. Some of it his own fault, a lot of it not, right? Multiple neck surgeries, open heart surgery, which is fucking crazy.
I mean, just that alone, the fact that he's in there fucking fighting warrior.
That's what I'm saying. Last time out, a tough loss, and I think that's what's kind of ballooning these odds, right? He got his ass beat by Brandon Moreno, but still showed he was tough in that fight. But that was Brandon Moreno.
Was outclassed, like very outclassed in that fight.
That's what I'm saying. It was Brandon Moreno outclassed.
And I mean, like I feel like we expected that to be the case, right?
That's what I'm saying. But it was it was like a very, very impressive performance by Brandon Moreno is my point.
I mean, it's Brandon Moreno.
He would have done that to anybody at 125 that night, is all I'm trying to say. Regardless of the fact, the whole point here is Amir Albazi's very, very underrated, very goddamn dangerous. I just think Kyoji Horiguchi is going to be able to be the faster fighter on the feet. I think he's more dangerous on the feet. Albazi could catch him with a sub or something, but again, Horiguchi's been everywhere, man. He's been fighting forever. He's been training with Pantoja for years now. Like, I'm not afraid of him getting subbed anymore. I think he would have to get knocked out to lose or just get outclassed in a decision. I personally don't see that happening. But what I'm going to tell you is I'm picking Kyoji Horiguchi by decision. The odds are fucking crazy. And if you are on the Albazi side, or if this is close to a 50-50 kind of thing for you, bet the Albazi side. Plus 295 is fucking awesome if you're leaning that way.
No doubt. I feel like we're going to see those tighten up too. So maybe now is the time to make that bet, to be honest. But yeah, I'm going to go Horiguchi by decision as well, man. I think his footwork is absolutely elite. The speed is fantastic, right? Albazi, you know, the pressure and just the kind of grinding down, wearing down style of Albazi. Obviously, he likes to slow things down, the clinch, the top control. But I really like Horiguchi's lateral movement, man. I like the jab. I like the chance of him, you know, switching levels or even just feinting to switch levels, right, with the jab. I like his ability to disengage. I think that's something that we often underrate, right? Like that people don't really look for, but the ability to get a guy off you, get the fuck off you, right? So you can work your game plan. So I think we see Albazi have some success early on, backing Horiguchi up a little bit, but then the footwork of Horiguchi really kind of shines. I think Albazi will get a takedown. I think he's going to struggle to keep Horiguchi down. I think as the rounds go on, Horiguchi just starts winning more exchanges, landing more shots. I think we see a very impressive win by Kyoji Horiguchi here. I'm going to say Kyoji Horiguchi by decision.
I love that. We're on the same side, so that's always amazing. Go to the Instagram chat real quick. Lethal says, Kyoji's like John Dodson. Decent comparison there. He goes, Kyoji all day by finish. And then the Black Sally. Shout out Sally from Chicago, DS. She messaged us months back. Sally.
Oh, shit. Sally, dude.
Yeah.
Hell Sally, yeah. Damn, what's up, Sally, dude?
Messaged us about the tickets. And it was like, for some reason, it got lost in like requests. And I saw it in like December. And I was like, I'm so sorry for
no
not
disrespect.
responding.
Yeah. Oh my God. I fucking love Sally, dude. It's been it's been like 20 years, like 15 years since.
So she goes, let's go. Hell, fuck yeah. Talk that talk. This emoji, 100, some money signs.
Type shit.
But yeah, I'm excited for this fight, man. I think it's closer than the odds indicate, DS, and Kyoji.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is. Yeah, the odds are fucking crazy. Amir Albazi like belongs at the top of this division, but I think the Kyoji Horiguchi resurgence is real.
And she says she loves you too, DS.
That's so sweet.
All right.
All right, man. Let's move on to the main event of the evening, which is your boy Mario Bautista. He is taking on Vinicius. I was going to say Oliveira. How do you see the main event going?
Interesting that you call Mario Bautista a my boy, DS, when just a couple months back he was like the certified community y'all's boy.
Right? Y'all's boy for sure.
Which we don't use anymore.
We never fucked with Mario Bautista. Don't get it twisted.
Nobody fucked with Mario Bautista. He was a piece of shit for beating Jose Aldo, who, according to those kids I was talking to today, these fucking Gen Xers.
He's no good. Yeah, he's no good.
Gen Alpha, fucking Gen Z, these assholes. Like, Jose Aldo sucks. Like, you fucking suck. Okay? You suck, not him. But yeah, Mario Bautista, just a certified piece of shit. No, I'm joking. He's a good fighter, DS. He's awesome, man. Look, I think last time out versus Umar Nurmagomedov was very interesting to see from this guy, right? Because we got to see him fight Umar, a guy that is at the top of this division. Everyone knows how good Umar Nurmagomedov is. And yes, Mario Bautista lost that fight. The decision was fair. It was just.
Yeah.
But only one person almost got knocked the fuck out in that fight, and it wasn't Mario Bautista.
He didn't look out of sorts. He didn't look like he didn't belong.
He looked like he belonged, and that's kind of been his talking point all week is I know I belong at the top now with these guys.
He does.
I don't know that Vinicius Oliveira does. Well-rounded DS. Good cardio, man. Great cardio. Great clinch work. Decent grappling. Decent on the feet. Just a solid fighter that has like a steady game plan to break his opponents down, and he is taking on Lockdog Vinicius Oliveira. Just a completely different style of fighter, right? Super explosive and athletic striker, crazy finishing ability, long-bodied, lanky-bodied a little bit, super goddamn dangerous, super fast early. Again, a guy that tends to fade a little bit in 3-rounders. So I wonder if we get into championship rounds in this fight in rounds 4 and 5, what the fuck Vinicius Oliveira is going to look like. To me, if you're on the Vinicius Oliveira side, you're going Vinicius Oliveira by finish rounds 1 or 2, because after that, it gets a hell of a lot harder to beat Mario Bautista, specifically for his style. I just think over 5 rounds, Mario Bautista is going to be able to control the pace of this fight. His cardio is going to last longer than Vinicius Oliveira. He's going to pressure him with takedowns and shit. I see a Mario Bautista finish round 4 to TKO, like a ground and pound finish. But it's scary, man, because Vinicius Oliveira is fucking legit. Really, really legit. And there it is. Lethal's back in the chat. Now he's on YouTube saying Mario by Valium. That's a pill. Did you mean volume, Lethal?
Yeah, I mean, look, man. I'm not huge on Vinicius Oliveira. Obviously, I recognize the talent, the power, the explosiveness, all that good stuff. To me, this is pace and control versus volatility, right? Bautista is obviously not flashy. He's unbelievable at like stealing minutes, right? Like he is a points fighter, right? The clinch pressure, the mat returns, riding the hips, staying just busy enough, you know, with certain matchups, especially when his opponent is quite dangerous, like Oliveira is. And Oliveira is very dangerous in open space. And I just think the early rounds are going to be somewhat competitive on the feet. Vinicius Oliveira is going to have the power advantage, right? But I think Bautista is going to eventually just start chaining takedowns and kind of doing like the Marab game plan, right? I think we're going to see that kind of style from Mario Bautista here. And I think that's the smartest, easiest way to win, honestly. I think that Oliveira is going to need a big shot. I think he's going to need a knockout. I see a fairly comfortable Mario Bautista win here. I think we're going to see like a 4 rounds to 1 kind of thing, right? Oliveira, really, he's going to need to make chaos, right? He needs chaos, whereas Bautista thrives in that structure. For me, this is going to be about who's able to better impose their game plan, and I just think it's going to be Mario Bautista. Obviously, the much higher level of competition at this point as well, at least in my opinion. I mean, I don't know if you feel differently about that. Yeah, give me Mario Bautista by decision. This one, I'm like, like the fighter and the method, I'm very confident in.
Nice. I like that. Vinicius Oliveira is super dangerous, Diaz. So I'm really interested in this fight for the first 2 rounds, more so than the rounds 3, 4, and 5.
No doubt.
Because that's when it's going to be at its best. Real quick on the Instagram chat, Zinak in the chat says, hey. And then Lethal clarifies, Diaz. He clarifies he did mean Valium, the sleep pill, because he's also fucking
bored. A couple of Valium inside a palm. That's all I think about.
Shout out Marshall Mathers. So, yeah, Diaz, it looks like we agree, actually, on the majority of fights this week. Which
I think one we disagreed on so far.
No, I think there was 2.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. So it makes our Friday conversation a little bit easier.
A lot fucking easier.
Yeah.
A lot easier. We don't have to talk about anything. So, yeah, that is UFC Fight Night, Bautista versus Oliveira. And you know who's picking Vinicius Oliveira, Diaz? That, I don't want to say she's Russian because I might be wrong, but the Russian girl on Instagram. You know?
Oh, you're a fucking girl, bro.
Our girl, bro. Who's the most handsome fighter in UFC? That girl. She's picking Vinicius Oliveira.
Hey, you love talking to her, bro.
Come on now, bro. What are you talking about, bro?
You love talking to her.
I don't be talking to nobody. I got a whole ass woman, bro. Like, I don't talk to anybody.
Hey, bro.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I don't know. I see the messages, bro. So
that's crazy. It was you. It was you.
I don't think it was me.
I don't think it was
never
me
is
either,
me.
so.
If you're talking to somebody on the 10, just for the record, if you're ever messaging somebody on the 10-7 Instagram, it's like a 90% chance it's this guy, not me. So
probably.
Yeah.
Lethal used that Australian C word and said he loves us C words. Catch you later, team. Catch you later, Lethal. Thank you for showing love as always, my boy.
My boy. Thank you.
Yeah, so I'm super excited about this card, DS. I mean, I'm not like super excited, but I'm down to see the Apex.
Yeah, bro's just lying. You're just capping now. I'm super excited. You're not excited, bro.
I'm not that fucking excited.
No, but I'm down.
I'm excited for
6 weeks off. I'm down. It's like a decent fight night card, though.
That's what I'm saying. I like the final 3 fights. I'm interested in seeing Gene Matsumoto. I'm interested in seeing Oleg Zacic. Daniil Donchenko, I'm down for, right? So it is what it is. Hopefully the fall off of Wang Kong. There's a lot of shit that we could root for.
Hopefully it's crazy.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I got nothing else, man. So
all right. So if you got nothing else, I can take us the frick out of here. Guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, there's a thumbs up button down there. If you're watching on YouTube, click it. It would mean a lot.
Smash that like button.
Smash that like button. Subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell your mother. Subscribe. It would mean a lot to us. If you're watching on Instagram, we appreciate you for doing all that shit. Sally, by the way, real quick before we sign out, she said, you spit facts. The world different.
You heard the woman, bro. You heard the lady. All right.
That's it. Yes, I'll tell you one thing. I've known you for a long time. You're gonna speak your mind.
Oh, if there's one thing to know for sure,
like you're gonna say what the fuck you want to say.
Yeah,
and ain't nobody gonna stop you. So yeah,
never been one to bite my tongue. So
there it is. That right there is my boy DS. My name is Dino Bam Bam. Together we are the 10-7 MMA. Like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram at the 10-7 MMA. The official picks go up on Saturday morning. They are submitted by us. We post them for you guys.
Are you going live this week?
Yeah, we're going live. Great. Look at you. What a professional. Live on YouTube 2 hours before not the main card, the entire card. 2 hours before me and DS. We might have Harry. We might have Pro Schmo Bets Harry. We might have no Bromo. But I will tell you one more thing, DS, before we do sign off, actually. One more tidbit. We're doing another interview this week.
Type shit.
We're doing another interview this week, and this one, I mean, has been
long time coming.
Has been about as fucking long anticipated as possible on the 10-7 MMA. If you've been watching from day one, we've been hyping bro up since day one, and we finally got his ass on the channel. So Sunday, we're doing something. It'll drop during this bye week that we have next week. And DS, I'm excited. Now I am excited for this card, okay? I changed my fucking tune. That's DS. I'm Dino Bam Bam. We're the 10-7 MMA. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.